I got to admit, this story, I won't say that this is the most important story of the day. I will say, however, that I have a bizarre obsession with the ugly statues. And there are a lot of ugly statues that have been produced lately. So we saw that MLK statue in Boston that looked like a tentacled thing. I'm not sure exactly what it was supposed to be. It was the MLK statue. I suppose it was supposed to be a hug between MLK and his wife, but it was just their arms, and it was disembodied arms of that. Their heads were missing, their bodies were missing, so it sort of looked like bizarre tentacle monsters that were hugging one. I don't know what it is with Democrats and tentacles, but now there's another tentacle monster that has emerged onto the scene. This time, it has emerged atop the New York courthouse.
What do they identify? Who could say? I'm not sure what it even is. Goddess, master, monster. I know it looks down upon us, all normal things. It's a mess of limbs pointing out our many flaws. Its soulless eyes staring hateful at the world down below.
Manhattan has a new female. Let's take a look at this female. Oh, yeah. There she is. She has octopus tentacles for arms. She has devil ram horns on her head. She does have the Ruth Bader Ginsburg, the doily that she wore around her neck. But this should evoke thoughts of demon.
Now bow before Rabug Lugly. The golden lady means less than nothing. She's a song without words. She has the impact of a jabbering scam text message in broken English. She is the trip to the restroom that did not result in anything. You would not buy her at the Goodwill as art. Somehow this was inspired by a real person that the artist admired and respected. Maybe a hazy, erotic fever dream of that old decrepit person, where they looked completely different and somehow had horns and tentacles coming out of a flower, and also completely naked for the whole world to see.
Dedicated to Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and specifically to Ginsburg's support for abortion. The artist who made it told the New York Times that the statue is part of a, quote, urgent and necessary cultural reckoning underway as New York reconsiders traditional representations of power in public spaces and recasts civic structures to better reflect 21st century mores. The libs and the artists see this as a wonderful thing. The horns on the beast are, according to the reports, meant to symbolize autonomy and sovereignty. Nice enough sounding values, at least until you think about what they really mean. But that is how it always goes.
Now bow before Rabug Ugly. Shine on, holy idol of silent screams. Tell the theys in sterility they're free. A bright burning beacon of toxic wokeness. Erode the standards more than before. Useless and unnecessary. Guide us through the labyrinth of endless consumption. Inspire to live our truth and force it on others that desperately wish not to. Our salvation is in our empty and impossible desires. Monument of irrelevance, the golden lady, now bow before Rabug Ugly.
Staring regally ahead with hair braided like spiraling horns, the sculpture, installed as part of an exhibition that opened last week, is the first female to adorn one of the courthouse's 10 plinths, dominated for more than a century by now weathered statues representing great lawgivers throughout the ages, all of them men. By great lawgivers, we are talking about the founders of religions. Sorry, no matter what you think of Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Ruth Bader Ginsburg is not on par with Moses or Confucius. I'm sorry, no. Zero statements that Ruth Bader Ginsburg has ever made are going to live 2,000 years. Few of them are even going to live 2 years. So no, there's that. And then there's the actual statue. And I gotta say, modern artists, they are just in the business of producing garbage, and then we are supposed to pretend that we can't see that the statue, that the emperor is naked. And the emperor is not wearing any clothes here. This thing is hideous. It looks like it was produced by an AI with a real ugly sense of humor. She is a fierce woman. Oh my God, it's all buzzwords. Fierce, so much fierceness. She's so fierce with her doily thing that she wore on top of her robe. And so that's what the statue is. It doesn't look anything like Ruth Bader Ginsburg, by the way, but it does have the weird doily thing that she used to wear on top of her robe, which has now become a religious icon. If you can find a shred of the weird doily thing she used to wear on top of her robe, then you can take it to Lourdes and and it will perform miracles for you or something. Like, slow clap for the left. Don't worry, guys. It's all logical. It's not at all some sort of weird cult. Nothing like that.